The Emperor protects and is pleased today, as am I, on this little short but quickie news update here on A Cow's Opinion, where you get the latest, greatest, and thank God, most divine news you can for video games. So hit that like button and subscribe to continue to watch our Let's Plays to partake in the conversation. Today we have good news from Chris Scullion over at our friendly Video Games Chronicle, because Warhammer 40k Space Marine 3 is officially in development. Yes, you can see the entirety of Space Marine 2 on this channel. Go ahead and go have fun with it like I did. You cannot see Space Marine 1, unfortunately, because I played that on an Xbox and I didn't have the capability to put it on my channel at the time, but man, it was fun. They are what I call pick up and play games. You can just play them. If you need to feel powerful, freaking just set it to the lowest difficulty. But finally, Focus Entertainment and Saber Interactive have released this joint statement saying that for now, the focus remains on delivering best possible content for Space Marines 2, but they are promising even more immersive experience, staying true to the Warhammer 40k universe with intense, brutal, and spectacular gameplay. I love it. I love it so much. I love all the Warhammer. I need Henry Cavill to freaking give us an amazing TV show, because that got greenlit too. Amazon finally decided, yes, we are willing to spend money on this, and thank you so much. It's a grim, dark universe that's just about awesome moments and having fun. And you know what? A little fun is okay. Now, of course, we know that it did really well. It was fantastic. It just basically slapped the hell out of all those damn companies. Like, you gotta have microtransactions. You gotta charge a huge amount. You gotta have this. You gotta have. And Space Marine 2 was just fun. And the Focus Entertainment Deputy CEO, John Burt, has said that while they are working on 3, 2 is still the focus, and there is more content to come. In fact, he says, we have been honored by the incredible response from fans following the launch of Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2, and we will continue to support the game with exciting content, regular updates, in the upcoming years. Let's watch. I haven't actually seen this. Hang on. Oh, it's just this little thing. But you know what? Respect that they went to the trouble of making even this little 15-second YouTube thing for people. Today, we are thrilled to announce that the adventure will continue with Space Marine 3. I do want to see more of Titus. I would also love some Space Marine side stories and DLC where you play as other chapters, because, yes, players can now look forward to an immersive campaign, a multiplayer mode, and innovations that will redefine the standards of third-person action games. Hopefully not another decade wait. Developed in close collaboration with Games Workshop, Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 3 will take the genre to new heights by introducing large-scale battles that are even more spectacular. Oh, might we maybe get more than 3 players at once? Because, if obviously based on the tabletop war game of the same name, Warhammer is about massive, massive battles. Just type in Warhammer 40k tabletop game, like, gameplay video, review video. Battle report is a really good word to use with tabletop gaming. And you can see like these huge 50,000 point armies just wailing on each other. And it is magnifique. Now, Saber Interactive CEO Matthew Kurtz also said that Space Marine 2 has proven to be a transformative game for Saber. It's the culmination of everything we have learned about game development in our 25 years in the business. We are now starting to develop Space Marine 3, a game that carries with it tremendous expectations from our rapidly expanding fan base. And look, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. People are going to want more. We're going to want a lot more. I'd love to beat some Tau. I'm just saying. Let me fight some Tau, okay? If you... every Warhammer fan is now nodding. If you don't know, before I continue with this quote, the Tau are a very ranged mecha focus thing. I think they look cool, don't get me wrong. But they fight significantly different than every other armor in Warhammer 40k. Such that a lot of players don't like it because they like shoot, pull back, and shoot, and pull back. They're very much ranged combat and fire support mecha. And it doesn't mean they don't have close combat options. They're just not really their style in a game about brutal combat. But I think they look cool. While we will continue to support and grow the Space Marine 2 universe over the coming years, we will take all our learnings and apply them to an even bigger and more spectacular game for the third installment. We view this as an opportunity to create a true love letter to the Warhammer 40,000 universe. And look, as I said, this is going to be a short but great one. I'm so happy to see developers succeeding, especially in this economy, and hell, with the entire state of gaming prior to this economy over the last couple of months. And I'm happy that we're going to get more, probably more Titus. I don't think that we're going to suddenly just stop playing as Titus. I don't know if he's going to die or not in the games. I mean, Space Marines can get really damn powerful, and Titus is very powerful. You've seen him do things that other Marines can't. He was also in the secret level episode, and while he was not the focus character, he was massively in that episode. Well, the character who actually picked him and trained him as a boy was like just amazed at his rage and his power and how he can resist chaos spells and temptations more than any other Marine any of the Ultramarines have seen. So it is very, very cool to continue with this badass. And like I said, I'd love DLC campaigns of different Marines in different sections. I think that with Warhammer getting more popular, it is a very good time to show others as well. And not necessarily just always be Ultramarine. Of course, for Space Marine 3, I want to be Titus. We gotta keep playing this man. But you know, let's have some other stuff too. And it's very important that they do, because someone is coming to the Warhammer tabletop universe, and its name is Gundam. Let me show you something real quick. Three, two, and one. This is Gundam Assemble. Yes, I understand that. They literally took their Gunpla and they turned them into a tabletop miniature game. It was supposed to release in a few months alongside their card game, but now they have since delayed it to 2026. And while I was more looking forward to the tabletop war game than the card game, I can't blame them for that. Launching two huge projects like that, a card game and a tabletop game, is really hard, even for a company as big as Bandai Namco. Probably better to just do them one at a time to make sure they get done properly. But one of the reasons that they are talking about this is, for instance, this is one of the rumored packs that you can buy with the card game. You get 3 assembled models. You get the card game start deck as well. Unlike Warhammer, where you need to spend tons and tons of cash, not only are these models supposed to be much more competitively priced, but you can play a game with as few as maybe 3 to 5 of them aside, instead of having dozens of characters and vehicles aside. So that's a pretty big thing, guys. It's not bad, actually. Which is one of the reasons why I was looking to get into it. I tried to get into Warhammer, and here's the other reason. Warhammer miniatures are complicated. This is most of your Gundam. The Bandai has literal decades of technology and practice in their high-grade models, such that they can easily make really good-looking things. Now, they unfortunately do not come painted, probably so that people can paint them their own way. I have never painted a model before in my life, and I have really bad dexterity. It is my dump stat. So I don't know how good any I would make would be, but as you can see, we have a Gundam, there's a Tallgeese, there's Charles Zaku 2, there is the Strike from Seed. This has got a lot of people talking, because more and more over the past couple of years, a lot of people who played Warhammer started building Gundam models, which may have also been part of the thing that encouraged Bandai to look into this, and said, you know, these are really nice, the price is good for the quality, they're much easier to put together for something comparative in Warhammer 40k, and apparently they listened and took to that, because now we're getting these. These look pretty damn good, guys. I mean, I know some people will be like, oh, it's Japanese. They look pretty damn good. They've been taking these displays to major gaming conventions to just show off models and stuff. They have literally 50 years of different, not just Gundams, but like every single mobile suit, mobile armor, capital ship, everything. They have an infinite number practically of stuff that just a single series of Gundam, if it's the UC or Seed, has a couple of hundred different models of mecha that you can use, all of which can perform differently on the battlefield, which is okay because in a tabletop war game, you have a point system. So it's okay to have weaker suits because they cost less points, which means that you can deploy more of them, or you can deploy very powerful. Do you want to have like one of the Gundams in a show just swarmed by half a dozen or a dozen enemy forces and see who wins? You can do that in this game. And I think it's going to be really big. So, I love both universes, don't get me wrong. I really like that Warhammer is expanding out, doing more stuff, especially because their main bread and butter is still the tabletop thing. And look, Games Workshop's made some very unfriendly consumer decisions, but Bandai Namco is coming for that, and they have a bit of a better reputation when it comes to products and customer satisfaction than Games Workshop. So let me know in the comments what you think. Are you excited for Space Marine 3? Because I am. I'm definitely are. And when it comes to these worlds, which do you think would be better to game in, to tabletop in, to build? Are you a Warhammer or are you a Gundam Meister? Let me know in the comments below, and you know what else you can do down there. You can play more games. Games are awesome. Gundam's awesome. Warhammer 40k is awesome. Space Marine 3 is awesome. So much awesome today. If you cannot hear it in my voice, I'm so happy to do happy stuff for a dadgum change. Man, I'm getting tired of Ubisoft and EA and all these other people and Blizzard and everybody just making bad decisions that make the cow upset. It's not fun. It's not fun. This is fun. You deserve fun and you deserve awesome. I'll see you next time. Can I paint my Gundam in Bloodraven colors? Is that a thing I can do? It's a thing I can do.